Waxahachie added 6 new names to the Freedman Memorial Wall Saturday morning in ceremonies coinciding with the Turner-Oaklawn High School reunion. Chairman of the nominating committee, Chuck Beatty, noted that potential inductees must be a resident or former resident of Waxahachie, a person of good character, and must have made contributions to improve the quality of life for those in the community. Beatty stated that all of this year's inductees have made really great strides in seeing that we have a great community to live in. Beatty read the names of each of the nominees. Henry Clay Gray, a newspaper editor. Eli Green, an author. Josie Briggs Hall, educator and writer. Alfred Mims Jr., probation officer and former WISD board president. George W. Pointer, postman and barber. And finally, the Sweat family, real estate legacy. We asked this year's inductee, Alfred Mims Jr., what this meant to him and to the community.
This is a great day, and what it means to me is that it's another opportunity for us to reflect upon the wonderful historical past that this community has. As I think back and think about the Oaklawn School, where I attended elementary school that's now been raised, I think of all of the wonderful teachers, all of the mentors that I was able to take advantage of, the teachers, the principals. So this day is just a momentous occasion for me. We think of memorials usually as people who've gone on, so I wanted everybody to know that I wasn't dying today, that I'm still alive, and I'm thankful for that. But even more than that, I'm thankful as I looked around the crowd and I see many of the people who were originally the start of the Oaklawn reunion. I'm a graduate of Turner High School. Our colors are blue and white. I got on my t-shirt class of '66 today. But I just want to express how excited I am about the memorial. My father's on that memorial. Many folk that I remember. Once this was a center of this community. There was a hospital that had a midwife who was seen as a doctor. That's Miss Priscilla. There were barbershops. There were stores, the Henderson store. The Grand Lodge building across the street with great lodge building. All of those things helped me remember the great times of this community. And I'm just concerned that as we go forward, we're losing much of that. And so today was so much important because it gives an opportunity for reflection. But more than that, it gives the young people an opportunity to really understand the base that this community is built upon. Not just East Waxahachie, but the whole community of Waxahachie. My grandparents came here from McLennan County. My grandmother told me about coming over a bridge and it was flooding just to be here. They worked hard. My father lived here. He worked hard. He was a barber. Raised us, told us the importance of education, told us the importance of striving to be a part of the community. So, and my mother, sweetest person I ever met, was a very spiritual lady. All of that is a heritage that's important. So today is just a grand day, just a day to look back and reflect, just a day to be grateful for all of the many opportunities that I've been presented with, all of the wonderful blessings that I have seen in this life didn't come from me, came from others giving. So therefore, that's why I like to give, because that's what I was taught the best thing to do is it's more blessed to give, the scripture says, than to receive. So I like giving, and I love the city of Waxahachie.
Deacon Don Edwards talked about the hard work of the inductees this year and the impact they've had on him and on the community.
Oaklawn Turner reunion, this Freedman Memorial, serve as a legacy of those who have migrated here in Waxahachie and made a special impact on their lives that others of us who are still living can now enjoy. I always say, isn't it strange how we forget the things we ought to remember, but we always remember the things we ought to forget. This is a sign of the time that as we see the new inductees of this year, Brother Alfred Mims, Brother George Pointer, and others, that have laid a legacy for us to follow, both spiritual and physical. Mr. Pointer was my barber, my confidant. When I became a deacon, he gave me spiritual advice. Brother Alphamim and I grew up at the New Mount Zion Baptist Church together. And then there are others in this community that made an impression on me to further my education. So I want to say to Waxahachie, let's hold on to the legacy and let's build it up even more, because the best is yet to come. And I want to say to each of you, as we go from this place, that we will never let the legacy of the Oaklawn Turner High School Freedman Memorial die, because we have others in the ranks that are coming up behind us. Thank you.
The Pointer family talks about growing up with George Pointer as their father and how he impacted each of their lives along with the hundreds of other lives in the community.
Well, my dad to me was a pillar of strength, and he loved his family, and we grew up knowing you go to church and you go to work and you take care of your family. And at a young age, he would tell us about getting a job and saving money. And he would have little jars around the house with money in it, and I grew up with jars around the house with money in it, and his grandkids also. My son is in Houston and he has a jar with money in it. So saving was a good thing that he passed on to us. And working in the community, everyone knew that George Pointer had a barbershop, and you go there and get a reasonable haircut, and then he would preach to you and tell you when you were doing wrong. And he was just somebody that all kids could look up to. And as a father, you know, we loved our dad, and he was just a pillar of strength to us.
What my dad meant to the community, he was a person that everybody could look up to, an individual that the younger kids could look up to about owning your own business as an African American. It's very important within the community to sort of own your own things. He meant to me a man of strength, a man of integrity, and to always, you know, stand up for what's right and for what you believe in. He was a man of God. He, you know, worked in the church as much as he could. And we all know that, you know, he loved money. And so what this means to us, with his name being honored and him being honored in the community, it means a lot, because he meant a lot to a lot of people. Not only was he our father, but he was sort of like fathers and grandfathers to other children in the community as well that looked up to him.
For a complete rundown of Saturday morning's Freedman Memorial Induction, pick up a copy of the Waxahachie Daily Light or read it online at waxahatchietx.com. This has been Scott Dorsett with another Daily Light Through the Lens feature.